recording this one on a Thursday because I'm going to be out of town. Thursday and Friday night, I'm going. It's been so long since I went to my hometown where I was fired from. But after 3 weeks, 3 long weeks of being in my new job, that's great. I'm going home. Wish me luck in this place that I've been forced to return to after being gone so long, so I can attend a wedding for a friend. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this on Thursday instead of Saturday, and I should switch out, because I did not expect to take that much damage from an ice move. And that's fine. Should I go back to heal? Nah, it's fine. We got Pokemon Center before the cave, and I already got Pokemon on this route, right? Right? I got Pokemon on this route. I already got Pokemon on this route. Don't delude yourself into thinking you didn't get Pokemon on this route, Casey, because you got Pokemon on this route. It's only been a few days, so I don't have like a full Nuzlocke vlog's worth of things to talk about. Yeah, I got an Execute on this route, that's right. And we get a Hatching, and a Zubat is our Togepi, and you, Zubat, get to be named Faded Flop. That's a fun name, actually, for a Zubat. After a commenter, I name my Pokemon after commenters. I started watching Xavier Renegade Angel, which is not a long series. It's very, very short, and it's a trip. It's just, I don't even know what to say about it. That's actually pretty good. So, it's a guy, the main character is like a hippie shaman guy who is walking the world, helping people, but the joke is he's really stupid, and every time he tries to help someone, they die horribly, because he's stupid and makes things worse, and it's just such a trip. Go look up Xavier Renegade Angel, what's the Vehicular Mamburger Helper, because that's the clip I saw that just posted randomly in my recommendations, and I watch it and what the fuck is this nonsense? I love this. This is so stupid, and I watch it and it's even more stupid than I thought, and I've been enjoying it. There's some parts there kind of, but it's just so goddamn absurd, and the way just all the fucking absurd shit builds, I just love when a story does that. Where do you get the old rod in this game? Is it from this guy? Now I've got the old rod, which means I can go back and catch a Pokemon in Violet City, probably. I can't... I'll go catch a Pokemon in Violet City, which will be good with my eggs and the other Pokemon that I've caught. Speaking of eggs, here's my Bellsprout. Perfect timing. You get to be named Stray Thorns. Again, that's like a perfect name for Bellsprout. And now I'm going to read these comments while I beat up these loser fishermen. Okay, Thorns. So yeah, my life, I just still working at this, or Straight Thorn, that's fine. Still working at this new paper, figuring out this new town I'm living in. Nervous about my life, but have hope, which I didn't for a while when just after everything fell apart. So, that's annoying. Bite, bite, bite. Stop being alive. Good, thank you. Good, and no, I don't want to talk to you, random fishermen. Random fucking fishermen standing on a bridge asking 10-year-old girls, hey, can I have your phone number? What a weird thing to do this Pokemon game is. Let's pull up those comments. So Stray Thorns, my Bellsprout, says, the only thing that really endears me to Aridin and all the high blood trolls is their connection to their ancestors. And that's, I never really gave a shit about the ancestors. I know it's a thing a lot of people are really into. I never thought it was that interesting beyond how it influences some of their motivations and trying to be it in the present. And I should finish your comment before I criticize it. Aridin and Vriska chase the lives their ancestors left for them and their places on the hemospectrum, while Terezi somewhat, and Fefri especially, I don't know about Terezi, but yeah, Fefri, reject them. Equus also, though his struggle with his blood was discussed beautifully here already, I don't have anything to add. I hated all three of them on the first read, but the idea that they're all just kids trying to fit in, where they think they belong and being guided only by recounts of the actual worst people ever changed that. Even knowing that without Sugrub, they would have grown up to be just as awful. Yeah, there's something to be said. I do think the ancestors give like insight in the characters by like giving something to aspire to and see which ones of them find this interesting. But I also just don't really give that much of a shit. I don't think that Mind Fang is cool or anything. I think that scene goes on way too long. It's like, whoa, I bet, like, oh man, I thought Aridin was gonna, shit, what was he gonna do? Like, there's like this weird fringe theories, like Aridin is going to come back and be super important later on to fit with the ancestor prophecy, and like the ancestor prophecies were never that big of a deal, and like the mirroring of deaths wasn't as big and important as you thought it was, and that's a strong whooper. And the other one, Faded Flop. Everyone acting out of character was lame. I remember Candy Roxy asking John / telling John that people don't always stay the same, and I think people forget that while the main Homestuck comic doesn't even last half a decade, they've all been living on Earth's sea for over a decade, up to 3 decades for fuck's sake. Does that math work out? Because I think, it isn't 3 decades yet, but the point is, yeah, I do think, God, the epilogues are so fucking good. It's a parody of fan fiction and characters being out of character and like written by a different author, but it's also not that. That very explicitly isn't what's actually happening. John's just delusional and stopped thinking that the people around him are real human beings. And it's like the paired, like, you aren't how you were in the original story. My God, you aren't the same person. You've been replaced by a fucking duplicate. You're like a pod person. You're not my wife. No, Roxy changed over the past 20 years because people change and grow. They aren't always the same when they were 16. The Homestuck epilogues are so good, and I still get comments like just, I watched 2 minutes of this video and you said you like the epilogue, so I've disregarded everything you will ever say. And like, the epilogues are so good. You should have read them for yourself instead of just seeing what other people thought about them. And also, okay, some of the people who don't like them, like, did genuinely read the epilogues, and that's fine, but like, the epilogues are so good. And even if, like, the type of people who would stop watching a video because I said I like the epilogues are the exact type of people that like that video, like the most recent one, Homestuck's Forgotten Trolls. They're the ones I'm criticizing in this video. They're the problems with the fandom and the not really treating a story as a story and characters as tools in the story, and just like, I want good things to happen to the people that I like. Like, you're what the video's about. And on the Wizards with Guns video, Lemony Oat Milk, which is such a good name, the new video gives even more lore, and like the most recent Wizards of Gun, I believe that talking about was one, actually I think there's been one more since then, but like one that like gives, it's like one of the Wizards with Guns, like going over, fuck, I'm stumbling over my words. Wizards with Guns, it's a sketch comedy channel I like. They have a good series of skits where they're doing those like tapes from a police interrogation and analyzing the body language. And they did one of those with their amazing wizard character, Magius, and just like, oh, this is his backstory of him getting in all trouble. And like, we have a lot of just tying together a bunch of lore. Like, that's why I like, one of the good things about Wizards with Gun. The main thing with them is they're just a very funny, well-written sketch comedy group. But something they do well, interesting, is have their sketches tied together and have characters pop up from sketch to sketch. And we see some characters who've been mentioned, some like rival wizards of Magius who've been mentioned a few times, but I think this is the first time they fully appeared. And like the plot of this sketch is Magius being interrogated for something he did in a previous sketch. What other sketch comedy group would do that? God, I love Wizards with Guns. And also the answer is Joel Haver would also do that. What else? Oh, Lancer guy, you are a character from Deltarune, or maybe something else named Lancer, but you get a common named after you, Lancer. Lancer's a good name for Makuhita. So I have no idea what the fan interpretations are. I've avoided the fandom for a decade before a friend finally convinced me to read the comic last month, so I may be retreading popular ground. That said, oh god, Homestuck, if you didn't read Homestuck, if you weren't part of the fandom, is like such a double-edged sword because the Homestuck fandom is the worst. It's just god awful. I hate the Homestuck fandom so much. But so much of the comic is like meta narrative, like parodying and building on its fandom and like fan. I don't know. Homestuck, if you weren't part of the fandom when it came out, is interesting. What I like about Eggers is that he seems to embody the cognitive dissonance you need to employ to truly embrace the troll hierarchy. He values and refines his strength even as it makes him miserable. He looks down upon the lower class trolls despite secretly finding the notion of them acting above their station somewhat exciting. He constantly shifts between self-aggrandizing and self-flagellation, seeming to have no neutral concept of himself. God, every time I make a video, I'm reminded that I don't fucking understand this story, and everyone else gets it better than me and voice and like words things better than I ever did. The dude was a walking mess of contradictions. That's true. It casts a kind of tragic shade to his relationship with Nepeta. That controlling, condescending dynamic was the closest thing he had to a healthy relationship, and even that bond was only allowed to be genuine and open in the final moments of his life. A little push back on his death, though. I could tell by the way he was talking that he had zero expectation of surviving the encounter. Yeah, probably. He knew he was going to die against Gamzee because of who he was. That was why he was insistent that she stay hidden. Distracting Gamzee while Nepeta moved away from him was the outcome he hoped for. Unfortunately, well, it wasn't that outcome. Equus couldn't save Nepeta because he would always be a thrall to his own nature. Nepeta couldn't save herself because she was too passionate and impulsive to ever not try to avenge him. I found the tragedy quite enjoyable. You said it better than I did. Excellent, excellent comment. Let's continue going through Union Cave. There's a lot of caves in this game that I do not give a shit about, even slightly. A life orb. Oh, I'm getting all the good items early on, which, no, I actually think, because you already can't take a hit at all and don't even... I'm going to give you that. Yes, and I'm getting the good items, but also I don't have the foreknowledge of knowing what any gym is at all. And also the gyms have extra Pokemon, so that balances it out. See, it balances it out. It balances it out. First death of the run. Sorry, Feckless. Goodbye. Give me back your life orb. And I'm giving it to you now. Yes, good. Whatever, I'll rearrange my team once I get to a town. Also, I hope I can find an experience share. So yeah, let me pull up the schedule as the once per video thing. Schedules, it's going. I'm working on stuff. I'm writing out a couple videos at once, and then I'll be working on videos over the summer. Got my 2 videos I'm going to make on One Piece, the one I'm going to make on some Silver Age, or actually, technically, these are Bronze Age. These are the origin of the Bronze Age, these Green Lantern comics that I'm talking about, and then another Homestuck video. Guess what character? I'm not going to say until it comes out, because I like to keep you guys guessing. And then later in the year, I'm going to do another Batman Fascist one, and I gotta figure out my new recording setup in my new house, or part of a house that I'm renting, but everything's going good. Everything's going good. I'm figuring things out. Don't worry about me. Everything's good. I was in a bad place for a while, but everything's going to be fine. I'm also starting up a new Dungeons and Dragons group in my spare time to go to like doing twice a week, because that's like my main social interaction and my main hanging out with people, and I enjoy it so much, so I just decided, why don't I do this more often, because I enjoy it so much. So we'll see how that goes. It'll probably be a few weeks before I get that started up. Still got Falling Skies, which no one watches, but it's my Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I stream VODs of. It's a good campaign. We're like 2/3 of the way through it now. And we've got some big stuff going on that's coming up. Like in the next one, my players get to learn that their ship got stolen, but they don't know that yet. And they don't watch these either. So yeah, I should probably end this now. So this is over, I guess.